The African savanna, a realm of untamed beauty where the roars of lions echo across boundless horizons. But these horizons, once seemingly endless, are now increasingly fragmented by human intervention. Today, we delve into a complex and controversial question. Should private reserves for big cats be allowed to breach national borders? This documentary explores the intricate web of ecological, political, and ethical considerations surrounding this contentious issue. Historically, wildlife movement was dictated by natural rhythms, migrations following prey, and seasonal changes. Colonial boundaries, often drawn arbitrarily, disrupted these age-old patterns. The rise of national parks and private reserves aimed to protect wildlife, but also created artificial barriers. Modern technology, like GPS tracking and satellite imagery, allows us to monitor animal movements with unprecedented precision. We can now observe the true extent of these border-crossing migrations. Big cats, like lions and leopards, are apex predators, requiring vast territories to hunt and thrive. Their natural ranges often extend beyond the confines of national borders. Private reserves, often funded by conservationists or tourism, are increasingly common. They offer a potential buffer against habitat loss and poaching. However, they also raise questions about sovereignty and international cooperation. The concept of transfrontier conservation areas, or TFCAs, aims to address this challenge. TFCAs facilitate cross-border wildlife movement, promoting ecological connectivity. The Kavango-Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation Area, or CAZA, is a prime example. CAZA spans 5 countries, creating a vast protected area for elephants, lions, and other species. But managing such large multinational areas is a logistical and political challenge. Differing national laws and regulations can create obstacles to effective conservation. Poaching, a persistent threat, often operates across borders, requiring coordinated enforcement efforts. Some argue that allowing private reserves to breach borders could enhance conservation efforts. It could provide more contiguous habitat for big cats, increasing their genetic diversity. It could also boost tourism, generating revenue for local communities. However, others express concerns about potential security risks. Uncontrolled wildlife movement could facilitate the spread of diseases. It could also create opportunities for illegal wildlife trafficking. The question of who bears responsibility for managing these cross-border movements is crucial. Should it be the private reserve owners, the national governments, or a joint international body? The economic implications are also significant. Tourism revenue generated from wildlife viewing can be a vital source of income for local communities. But it can also lead to exploitation and displacement if not managed responsibly. The ethical considerations are equally complex. Do we have the right to manipulate animal movements for our own conservation goals? Or should we prioritize allowing wildlife to roam freely, regardless of human-imposed boundaries? The role of technology in monitoring and managing these movements is paramount. Real-time tracking data can provide valuable insights into animal behavior and migration patterns. Drones and remote sensing can help monitor habitat health and detect poaching activities. Community involvement is essential for the success of any cross-border conservation initiative. Local communities must be empowered to participate in decision-making and benefit from conservation efforts. Traditional ecological knowledge can play a vital role in understanding animal behavior and habitat dynamics. The legal framework surrounding cross-border wildlife movement needs to be clearly defined and enforced. International treaties and agreements are crucial for establishing common standards and protocols. The impact of climate change on wildlife migration patterns is a growing concern. Rising temperatures and changing rainfall patterns are altering habitat availability and prey distribution. This could further exacerbate the challenges of managing cross-border wildlife movements. The debate surrounding private reserves breaching national borders highlights the tension between conservation and sovereignty. It underscores the need for a collaborative and holistic approach to wildlife management. We must balance the needs of wildlife with the interests of local communities and national governments. The future of big cat conservation depends on our ability to find sustainable solutions that transcend artificial boundaries. The lessons learned from TFCAs and other cross-border initiatives can inform future conservation strategies. The need for international cooperation is more critical than ever. Only through collaboration can we ensure the long-term survival of these magnificent creatures. The question remains, can we create a world where wildlife can roam freely across borders? A world where conservation transcends national interests and embraces a shared responsibility for our planet's biodiversity. The answer lies in our ability to forge a new paradigm of conservation, one that recognizes the interconnectedness of ecosystems and the importance of ecological connectivity. The fate of the big cats and countless other species hangs in the balance. The decisions we make today will shape the future of wildlife conservation for generations to come. We must choose wisely for the sake of the wild and for ourselves.